Ever found yourself squeezing the last drop out of a ketchup bottle for your fries? Welcome to the club. We're venturing into the realm of frugality today, a place where every penny counts and no ketchup drop goes wasted. Now don't get me wrong, being economical is a virtue. It's the art of making the most out of what we have, and in a world of finite resources, it's a skill to be admired. But sometimes, just sometimes, we might take it a tad bit too far. Picture this: reusing dental floss or washing and reusing aluminum foil. Sounds funny, right? But these are just a few examples of the lengths some folks go to save a buck. So buckle up, my friends, because we're about to tiptoe along the fine line between being a frugality enthusiast and just plain stingy. Stick around if you're ready to see if you're a frugality enthusiast or just plain stingy. So, let's dive in. First on our list, you know you're extremely frugal if you've ever washed and reused Ziploc bags. There's frugality, and then there's taking your Ziploc bags for a bubble bath. If you've ever found yourself carefully cleaning out a small plastic baggie and setting it up to dry for its next grand adventure, you might be a little more than just thrifty. Sure, it's eco-friendly, but let's be honest, it's also a wee bit funny. Moving on, you might be crossing into the realm of extreme frugality if you've ever washed paper plates. Yes, you heard that right, paper plates. Those disposable items that are meant for one-time use. If you've ever stood at your sink, gently scrubbing away at a paper plate, you've definitely earned your badge in extreme frugality. Next up, the teabag marathon. How many cups of tea can one teabag make? If you've ever pushed the limits, reusing your tea bags until your tea is just hot water with a vague memory of flavor, you're not just frugal, you're a frugality legend. And let's not forget about the soap opera in the kitchen. There's frugality, and then there's turning your dish soap into homeopathic medicine. You know you're extremely frugal if you've ever found yourself adding water to your dish soap to make it last longer. It starts out innocent enough, a little water to get the last bit out, but before you know it, you're washing your dishes with soapy water that's barely soapier than your tap water. All these signs might seem a bit extreme, but hey, who are we to judge? Frugality is a virtue after all. And it's always fun to see how far people can stretch a dollar, or in this case, a Ziploc bag, a paper plate, a tea bag, and a bottle of dish soap. And that's just the beginning. Hold on to your wallets, folks, we're just getting started. Moving on, you might be extremely frugal if you've ever considered knitting your own clothes to save on wardrobe expenses. Yes, I'm talking about spending hours, days, even weeks meticulously crafting your own sweaters, scarves, and socks. Sure, homemade items have a certain charm, but when it's your go-to solution for every clothing need, you might be leaning a bit too far into frugality. Now let's talk condiments. Have you ever found yourself swiping extra ketchup packets from restaurants? Not just one or two, but a stash that could rival a small grocery store. If your pantry is filled with mini packets of mustard, mayo, and soy sauce, you're not alone. It's a common sign of extreme frugality. Then there's the classic move of turning off your water heater when you're not using it. Sounds reasonable, right? Until you realize that it means you're taking cold showers half the time and waiting forever for the water to heat up when you do switch it back on. If you're shivering in the shower just to save a few cents, you might want to rethink your frugality strategy. And what about those times when you're at the grocery store and you're calculating the price per ounce of every single item? You're comparing brands, sizes, and even considering if you should switch to a diet of instant noodles and canned beans just to save some cash. Or maybe you've gone so far as to wash and reuse aluminum foil. Yes, it's possible, but is it really worth the effort? Are the few pennies saved worth the time and energy spent scrubbing away at that stubborn baked-on lasagna? Extreme frugality can sometimes lead us down interesting paths. It's all about striking a balance between saving money and maintaining a comfortable and enjoyable lifestyle. Can you relate to any of these? If you're nodding your head, you're definitely in the Frugality Hall of Fame. Still with us? Great, because we've got more. You're definitely a frugality champion if you've ever cut open a toothpaste tube to scrape out the last bit. Yes, that's right, we're talking about that desperate maneuver to squeeze out every last drop of minty freshness. But hey, who are we to judge? Maybe there's a hidden Picasso in you and you're just practicing your palette knife skills on Colgate. Moving on to the next level of thriftiness. Ever thought of reusing dental floss? If you just gasped in horror, then congratulations, you're not in the extreme frugality club. But believe it or not, some people rinse and dry their dental floss for multiple uses. It's like a low-budget horror movie, isn't it? The return of the used dental floss. Somebody call Hollywood, we've got a blockbuster on our hands. Now let's get into some DIY action. Making homemade laundry detergent is another sign you've crossed over into extreme frugality territory. While it's great to embrace your inner chemist, remember that the cost of your time and effort should factor into the equation too. So unless you're creating a laundry detergent that can wash away your sins along with your stains, it might not be worth the hassle. But wait, there's more. Have you ever rationed toilet paper? If you've set a strict toilet paper square limit, then you, my friend, are a true frugality warrior. Just remember, some things in life are worth splurging on, and soft, abundant toilet paper might be one of them. Finally, if you're reusing tea bags until they're as pale as a ghost, it's time to step back and ask yourself if you're actually saving money, or just torturing your taste buds. Remember, being frugal is about making smart financial decisions, not about depriving yourself of basic comforts. If you're laughing right now, it's either because you relate or you're grateful you're not that frugal. Okay, it's time to wrap this up. If you found yourself doing any of these things, you might be taking frugality a bit too far. Remember when we talked about stealing extra ketchup packets from the fast food joint? We all love a good dollop of ketchup. But when your pantry starts looking like a mini warehouse for condiments, maybe it's time to rethink your frugality strategy. And who could forget the infamous toilet paper rationing? There's being mindful of waste, and then there's counting out squares for each bathroom visit. Let's just say there are certain comforts in life that are worth a few extra pennies. Now, onto the DIY haircuts. Yes, we all love saving a few bucks, but when your mirror reflection starts resembling a Picasso painting, it's probably time to invest in a professional trim. Remember, your hair is your crown. Don't let it turn into a jester's hat. As for washing and reusing disposable cutlery, well, there's a reason it's called disposable. If you've ever found yourself scrubbing away at a plastic knife or fork, consider this your wake-up call. Your time is valuable too. Don't spend it washing what's meant to be thrown away. And finally, the classic, wear all your clothes to avoid excess baggage fees trick. Sure, it's a clever way to save on travel costs, but when you're sweating in a sweater and 3 shirts in the middle of summer, it might be time to reassess. So let's all take a step back and remember that while frugality is a virtue, it's important not to cross over into the realm of absurdity. After all, the goal is to save money and live better, not to become the star of an unintentional comedy routine. So next time you think about reusing that tea bag for the 10th time, remember there's a fine line between being frugal and being, well, hilarious. If you've enjoyed this video and want more like it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're all about exploring the quirks and intricacies of life, and we'd love to have you along for the journey. Give this video a thumbs up if it made you chuckle, or if you found yourself relating to any of these extreme frugality signs. Got a funny story about taking frugality to the next level? We want to hear it! Drop a comment below and share your tale of penny pinching gone too far. Your story could be the inspiration for our next video, and you could find yourself part of our community's collective laughter. Sharing is caring, so don't hesitate to share this video with your friends. Maybe they'll recognize a bit of themselves in these signs too. Remember, it's okay to save, but don't forget to live a little. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.